Hey everybody, welcome. This is the first episode of Neon Rain, and this is a new system I'm working on. Every player within this game tonight is considered a playtester for ArcanumSyndicate, so thank you guys. Thank you for joining us for our first session. This is Edge of Decay. As well, thank you for all the artists and musicians and all that stuff, and I'll post all the links that I can in case you want to purchase any products from these people. They do a lot of good work. All the artwork I've used for them. Most of it's on the Roll20 marketplace. Again, this is Edge of Decay. It's apocalyptic in some ways, kind of a neo-noir / cyberpunk. It takes place in a megatropolis, a huge collection of a bunch of cities that became one megacity in North America after World War III, which took place about 60 years ago. So, hope you guys enjoy. Who do we have playing tonight? Let's start with Justice Wright.
I'm Ghost. We're playing Justice Wright. For Justice, I did kind of a personnel profile for his background. So, in the records room of Eden Northwest 26th Precinct, a young officer is asked to find a personnel profile for central booking. He clicks through the W section for 15 minutes before he finds what he's looking for. Name, Justin Wright. Height 5'10", weight 170 pounds, age 25, blue eyes, black hair. Background check for Justin Wright conducted by Officer Percy. Review of subject history for Justin Wright reveals a history of neglect as a child. Household of 2 working parents, mother a nurse, father a contractor. Both parents guilty of adultery and eventually divorced, mother retained custody. Wright dropped out of high school. Reports from the school suggested a lack of interest from Wright as the cause. Wright tries to find work after dropping out, short stints as a bouncer, grocery employee, garbage disposal, and preceded interest in law enforcement. Enrolled in the Eden Police Academy. High marks across all categories with the exception of physical. Physically average, slightly above, and cardiovascular threshold. Completed academy training and graduated in 4 months of enrollment. Age 19 upon official start date with Eden 26th. 4 years of military service follows. Several routine stops lead to gun trafficking busts, 2 shootouts with high-profile gangs. A notable connection with a secretary at Zycotech. Participated in community outreach to spread awareness about toxic implants while continuing patrol activities. Was promoted to narcotics within 2 years of service and then homicide in the 3rd year, but retired from service after year 4. Reason for retirement was cited as a loss of faith in the system after testifying in the 26th Precinct Red Dust trial, where his testimony sent 6 homicide detectives to prison for felony trafficking of the drug crimsocycline. Recommended updating information on subject regularly and reaching out to attempt contract renewal. And that's the personnel profile for Justice Wright.
Nice. Zycotech, the secretary, that's your connect?
Yep, that's Beth.
Cool. I added that to her connect tab there. And Prankster, who are you playing?
You see a, I imagine it's kind of like there's a Times Square garden type area to Eden City with like giant TV screens that are like constantly blaring the news or whatever. Maybe like the rain is coming down in the midst of all of it. And in the middle of the deluge, in the middle of a couple people looking up, you see like a flashy advertisement start. And it's like, and in it is a bunch of different shots of this very handsome looking man with what appears to be like very just immaculately parted hair. And he's like getting a kitten out of a tree and then looking down to a camera and giving a thumbs up. And then the next time is like he's like playing basketball with some kids and he shoots a 3-pointer and it's just like a perfect swish. And then finally, like in another one, he's got like this dog and like other kids are coming around it and they're petting it and he's looking at it. And Finally, he stands up as the dog is just being pet by the kids, and he looks at the camera and he says, "Hi there. I'm Sergeant Liam Carter. And I just want to invite you, yes, you, to help out your police department of Eden. We could always use new recruits like yourself to help make Eden a better place for kids just like these." And he motions to them, looks back to the camera, and then he just gives them a big wink and smile with a thumbs up. And then at the very bottom, it just says Eden City Police Department, call now, looking for new recruits and things like that.
That's awesome. All right. And who is George playing tonight?
I will be playing Dr. Wes Draper. So you catch him sitting in a bar, where you'll find him more evenings than not, talking to the new bartender, introducing himself. Barkeep asks him about his past, and we find out that both of his parents have died. And not long after their death, he discovered that he had a severe allergy to sunlight. In fact, the allergy was so bad that he became very badly defaced. So during character creation here, ended up with an allure, which is outward beauty of 3. So you can imagine, not the prettiest guy on the street. Anyhow, he ended up with a sharp mind, kind of, I suppose, as a balance to his outward appearance. So early on in life, he discovered that he had an eidetic memory, enrolled in school. He had an aptitude for lectures and hands-on stuff, so he learned to perform autopsies, which is his special class ability. By the way, I'm playing a colonist, so a human, just one that didn't grow up on planet, right? Is that what we decided on? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, that's pretty much it for Dr. Draper. You'll learn more about him during the course of the game.
Excellent. And who is Leopold Black?
I'm Peter, and I'm playing Leopold Black, the son of Sherry and Leopold Sr. Born in a rich family, known for their art dealings. He was always different, always running about, trying to help other people, even if they were poorer than him. Even when he got to school, he didn't really pay much attention, just coasting through. But he then decided to take up the military to try and help other people and help his country. He worked in espionage, but due to some bad miscommunication and bad intel, he took a bullet to the side of him and had to recover and leave the military. After leaving the military, he then found out his parents had died in a car crash. So staying at home, with leaving the military, no family, it didn't really go too well for him, stuck inside all the time. Then his friend Ed Carter told him about a job that would help him take his mind off it. So he took the job at this detective agency, and at the age of 25, he's now working there and seeing how he can hopefully get his life how he used to be. And that is Leopold Black.
Hell yeah. And I am Rogue, and I'll be the Game Master for tonight. Let's get to it. Pan you guys over to the scene. I'm gonna do a quick intro here. Quick intro, I promise. It'll only take 35 minutes for me to read all this.
Hell yeah.
No, I think it's a good 2-minute or maybe. You guys have view on that right there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll got that.
Be in office. And I'll share this handout. Here's the one I want. You guys see that handout?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go.
The year is 2217, and our world has fallen deeper into despair. So-called experts say that the L9 virus was the cause of World War III, and many say it was designed to start the war. Whatever, just another excuse for bloodshed, a reason to kill others and take what they have. Ever since you have been around, you've known about the L9 virus in World War III. It was 60 years ago. The war is part of our past now, but it nearly wiped out mankind, and started just like many always knew it would, between the communists and the capitalists. It nearly destroyed everything. Now we live in what remains. We live in the megatropolis, a huge overpopulated city called Eden. It's in the western portion of North America, or what is left of it. Around this walled paradise are what remains of the old cities, wastelands from the nukes, and what remains from L9. Up near the moon is Elysium. This is where the rich live. We get to look up at them every night and dream. The poor dwell down on Earth, and the rich in heaven. Those who live in Elysium get to use bionetic enhancements that are grown in genetic perfection. They're monitored with top-of-the-line scientific methods. Those down here get cybernetic implants and all the diseases that come along with it. Cybernetic rejection syndrome, toxic implant virus. But at least you can't beat the view. You four are all part of the private investigation group, and you operate as independent contractors. Rent is coming up, and cases have been few and far between. You all dwell in the slums area of the city outside of the corporate sectors where corp cops have jurisdiction. They won't come into these low-income areas, really, so it's gangs, mafia, and small private police forces that pretty much run the slums. You can work in conjunction with the precinct that works in the slums, but you can't really call for backup. Camera pans down through the hover cars and the neon advertisements, through the cracks of the large buildings all around, down to the wet city streets. It's raining as always, but just a light drizzle. The camera stops outside the third floor window of an office near the fire escape, where inside you notice the smoke from a cigarette trailing up from an ashtray. A desk covered in loose notes and old case files. And I'll let you guys do some RP here.
I don't know, Justice. How are we gonna end up paying this month's rent? Hasn't been this tight since you opened this place.
And he takes a drag off the smoke and he's like looking over files that he has. I mean, look, there's got to be cases out there we can take that are gonna amount to something. We're in one of the worst neighborhoods in the whole goddamn city.
Yeah,
He's
well,
like
you've been
searching.
saying that for the past month and it still doesn't make it true.
I just have to find something here that we can use, or hope that somebody sees one of the damn ads. There's been so much fucking web space on those things, you'd expect somebody to get back in contact with me about it by now. There's no way crime has dropped off that much in a month.
I mean,
What's the cop have to say?
when you guys are talking, there's a knock at the door, and you just hear, Sergeant Carter is here. It's him announcing himself before he opens the door and opens it. And while you guys are having your conversation, and he has some real fly-looking clothes on. Dude is just looks good all of the time, in addition to just being super handsome. And imagine he takes off this long black coat as he enters the door, closes it behind him, hangs it up on the coat rack, and he says, "All right, have we found anything, any other additional cases that need to be taken care of?"
Uh, Justice leans back in the chair, puts down the folder he's looking at, and he's rubbing one of his temples. I've been through it all day. Nothing's coming up. I was hoping you have something for us.
Your run-of-the-mill
Yep.
gang activity, unfortunately.
Leopold's got his feet on the desk and he's like his brown fedora over his face. He just lifts it up and he's just like, "Are you sure your ads are actually done, like, well made? If they're made really rubbish, it's not gonna look very professional."
I mean, I made them when I started this place. It's before you guys. So he's kind of shrugged. I did them myself, so they probably look like shit. You got somebody you can take a look at them?
Nope. He sort of puts his fedora back on his face. It's like, "We need some money."
Look, maybe we have some people we can call. I can give somebody a call, see if people back at the precinct are willing to talk with me, and probably not. I can give somebody at a corp a call. He just kind of throws his hands up. Otherwise, maybe we have to take a loan out. Maybe it's finally time.
Do you know how much paperwork that involves?
And would you
is a
rather
lot of
take out a loan or be homeless?
A rich boy here is never going to be homeless. Are you kidding me? Well, let's figure it out before I run out of whiskey.
I don't know about rich. I'm middle class at best. And he
Oh, no.
fixes his cufflinks.
Not you, Leo. And he points at Leo and smiles.
You know I don't stay in the house. That's why I sleep here. Very rarely even go back to that place. You know the money's drying up from that place. Do you think I'd be working here if I had the money?
No, probably not. Justice smiles.
Well, nonetheless, I'm certain something will pop up soon. And he does walk over to Justice and puts an arm, like a hand on his shoulder, just gives him a very warm glare, looking him into the eyes.
And Justice goes and he taps his cigarette in the ashtray. Well, we don't got much more time for this little miracle. So,
You guys can hear the sound of sounds like high heels on the making their way down the hallway outside the door. I imagine you probably got one of those transparent glass doors, you know, the other, or the at least a little window to see out where it's got your
Oh, yeah.
detective agency, right?
oh yeah, old school,
Yeah.
fan of the
Yeah.
classics. Yeah, Justice perks up and
Yeah.
he's sitting there.
And you see the silhouette outside of the transparent glass, and it looks like the silhouette of a woman. And then you hear a knock on the door. Doo, doo, doo.
Liam looks at Justice. Could be that your miracle has arrived, and smiles. And he'll go up to the door to open it and greet the person.
Outside,
While he's doing that, Dr. Draper is going to walk into a darker corner of the room, knowing that he has a certain effect on people that, not knowing who's coming, he doesn't like to be involved with face-to-face interactions. He'll let the pretty boy handle that. So you see him turn into the corner and bend over reading some generic file.
sweet. When the door opens up, you notice a pretty face.
Hello, and welcome to the Right Stuff Detective Agency. How can we help you today?
It's a younger woman. Hair is kind of blue, you know, really stands out. Makeup, you know, dressed really nice. And she walks in. She says she does seem visually like nervous, or maybe it's shy, or maybe a little bit, social anxiety. She says, "Hello, I talked to some of the girls down at the Devil's Lair where I work, and they said to come by here, talk to your agency. You might be able to help me."
What is that out of character? Devil's Lair.
Good question.
You'd probably know it as like a nightclub, place to go relax and hear music and dancers and singers usually.
What's the vibe like? Is it what's the motif? I guess.
It's very, it's very like techno type of nightclub. There's lots of drugs, gangs, but there's there's decent clientele as well. But it's a rough place. She says, "Do you have time to talk to me?"
Well, you've caught us at an excellent time because we have nothing but time to speak with you. He gets up and, out of character, prankster. Does Carter have like a pseudonym he wants us to use whenever he's doing business here? Because I don't want to like out you.
Yeah, you know what? That's a really good question, and that given everything, yes. Let's say he goes by the name Michael. That's the pseudonym. Last name Rogers. You also just muted yourself.
All right. Oh yeah, I did. I'm keeping notes on this side, so I updated
Gotcha.
my profile of you, Michael Rogers. All right. And Justice gets up and he introduces himself, of course, first. He reaches out his hand. Justice Wright, Private Eye. This is my fellow associates. This is Mr. Rogers, and he gestures over to Liam. This is Mr. Leopold Black, and he gestures over. And in the corner there, he's a bit shy, is Dr. Draper. He's our forensic specialist. Please, have a seat. And he will pull out a chair, allow the others to make introductions of themselves if they wish to continue elaborating.
Leopold just sort of lifts his fedora up, just nods, and then his fedora just goes back down again.
Yeah.
Wes doesn't turn around, but he lifts his hat off, puts it back on his head, and goes back to what he was doing.
She does look around at everybody. Looks at, I guess Liam is probably closer to her right now since she was at the door, She says, "I am Anya. Bona is my name. It is a pleasure to meet you all."
Anya, it is a pleasure to meet you as well. So may I ask what brings you here under such auspicious circumstances?
She says, "I am a singer down at the nightclub, and my husband is missing."
So sorry to hear that. And
He's been missing for 3 days. I tried calling the local police station, and even the corporate police, and they do nothing.
they
The
do
local
nothing.
police say, "I'm sure he will turn up, ma'am." And they do nothing. And she sits down and she says, "Does anyone have a cigarette?"
Yeah, Justice will produce one from his pocket. With a light, of course.
Yeah, she takes it. You can see her hands are shaking and stuff. She looks up at you, Carter. Were you about to say something?
Yeah, so... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no, I was just Liam is just pretty much there listening, and at some point he probably would try to like if she's sitting down, I imagine he would like try to like reach for her hand like as a show of warmth. He's not trying to come on to her, but like hold somebody's hand like they're, you know, they're nervous or, you know, just try to kind of like calm them down.
Can you make an allure?
Sure.
Allure check?
Absolutely.
Should be pretty good at those.
Yeah, hopefully.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock on wood.
Anytime, yeah, see,
Oh,
anytime Rogue
wow.
says the curse continues, and this happened every fucking time Rogue says something.
2-1. It's okay.
First roll.
He's a synth, so perhaps it comes across as kind of like awkward.
Oh, that's perfect. You do have, due to your social interactions, I believe, if you have a high enough one, allure, I think you get a plus to your. What is your allure?
My allure is, let's see here. Let me double check.
Because it wasn't a total fail. It wasn't two ones.
It is +1, so that would actually be a net 4.
Okay.
And I don't know if this has if this would impact things at all, or if I'm just you know, flailing because I failed the roll. But I do have a game which is specific to women.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would play into it at all, and I should have rolled that instead.
That is usually when you're like hitting on them.
Yeah, and I'm not hitting on him. So
And
that
you,
makes
yeah,
sense.
you did make it kind of clear you weren't hitting
Definitely
on her.
not.
So. Okay. She's actually gonna lose some empathy. She loses 4 right now. All right.
I skeezed her out.
And I think that's a perfect, like, the synth thing. Maybe when she takes your hand or something, or just looks at you and notices a little bit that you're a synth. There is kind of a thing with the synths and the humans, you know, nowadays. So she's probably seen quite a few synths, of course, right? Especially in her business, but she does seem a little tense anyway. But she says, sorry. She says, the police, the local police say, I'm sure he will turn up when he's finished. Like he's cheating on me or something.
And then yeah, he Justice will get out, bring up some notes. I imagine, I think with a comm lab and everything, I can bring that up and like do them on that. So he's gonna just take notes as he's going along. And I'm sorry if I have to ask difficult questions right away, but since you bring that up, has he ever had a history of infidelity?
You see her brow, her eyebrows get like, you know, stern, and she says, no, not him. He would never do that. He's very loyal to me.
What does he do out of curiosity, as far as for work?
He is he was a cybernetic analyst for StimCorp for 7 years, and he stopped working there because we could not afford the housing, and we moved into this area, and I started to help with work and my singing career, and he started to open up his own shop doing cybernetic implants.
And he looks over. 7 years. Sorry, can I have his name as well?
His name is Victor Bona.
Out of character, does that ring any bells to me offhand?
No.
Alright. Yeah, he looked through.
I wanted to let everybody know too that we don't have any way to integrate it into the sheet right now, but I will put it in there. But all icon characters like Liam. I had an idea. Maybe we should give him like just an initial 10% chance of being known. You know what I mean? Just for being an icon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
I think it would, in this particular instance, I think it would add some layers as well. So if he does get noticed, it would bring up questions.
Sure.
Yeah. And I think she's an icon as well. Let me see.
Yeah, you said she was a singer, right? Out of character, have we heard her
Oh,
perform?
maybe one of you goes to that club sometimes. Dr. Draper or Leopold Black.
Draper sounds good because he likes bars. It's a bar.
Nah,
technically.
Leopold wouldn't go.
Draper.
Sure. Draper's favorite place was closed one night, and he wandered in to hear the music.
They have strippers there too. You know, so.
Well, you know, I'm not saying he was there for that, but
You think you've seen her before? Yeah, definitely. And like beautiful singer, and she's dressed down from what she's normally performing as and stuff. But yeah, you remember her. So from the shadows, you recognize.
yeah, actually, what happens is I sort of, with my back to her, take a few steps and start to turn so that she can't see my face. And just out of my peripheral at the last moment, I kind of peek over and get a good look at Anya, and then nod my head as I walk to the other corner of the room, pick up another nondescript folder and pretend to read that.
Amazing.
Awesome. She starts to go through her purse, and she says, "My husband, he's a loyal man. I do not think he would ever do anything against me."
What's the guy's name?
Yeah,
Victor.
Justice.
Victor.
Yeah.
And she pulls out a picture, and says, "Here, I've tried calling him many times. Of course, there's been no answer."
What did
Do we know the name of his shop? Did we determine that yet?
No, not yet. Go for it.
Draper just leans over his shoulder, sort of from the corner of the room, and says, "Oh, what was the name of the shop he worked out of?"
She says, he called it the Ice Palace. I'll write it in on this connect sheet too.
So he was going to a show, you said, and he just ended up missing, and nobody's seen him since.
She says, "No, while I was working the other night."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me check that.
Hmm.
Facts real quick. Was that 2 nights ago? She said.
I can hear the walking in the background too. Still.
Oh, 3 nights. 3 nights and 3 days now he's been missing. Okay. So she says, 3 days. When I return home, he is gone. He did say he was going to watch me perform if he could make it. If he wasn't busy that night. I go to his office and there's no sign of him. No sign of his phone.
Yeah, Justice will lean back and. Did he leave you any messages? Say he was gonna go anywhere? Anything like that?
No. The last message was asking me what I wanted to eat tonight.
Did he say he was going to order from someplace, or?
I never answered him. She starts to, like, tear up.
Leopold sits up in his chair and puts his fedora on a bit proper. He's like, so, do you know who the last person to see him was at all? Or where? Someone at his work must have seen him, surely.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that one?
Okay. Did anyone at his work see him? Who's the last person to see him at all?
Oh, he works alone now. At his shop, the Ice Palace. Does not have any assistants. And he was let go from the corporation several months ago. But he worked for them for 7 years and was a very good employee, and then they fired him because of setbacks or whatever.
What setbacks?
They said something about not needing his services anymore because they could not afford all of their analysts. She says, he thought it was bullshit. They gave him a bullshit excuse. Said that they would fire many analysts, but only he was fired, I believe.
What was he working on?
I don't know. Something cybernetic.
So I have to ask, Anya, did he have any enemies? Anybody he ever talked about that was giving him trouble?
There was a man that would come to my shows sometimes, and he was a fan of mine, and she thinks about it for a minute, and she says, he was kind of a creep. Yeah, he hit on me several ways. In a nice way, I must admit. Some could be more vile, but my husband had to tell him to fuck off one night. Maybe him, but I don't know.
Do we know how far away his shop is from our office? Is it very close, or would it take a while to get there?
You know, I imagine, like, with that 23 roll there, your intelligence and your observation, you've been checking. What do you think you've been checking out? Like, you know that maybe.
So I would have, in the past, I had a cybernetic eye put in. So, and I know that his shop is relatively new, but we could say the eye is relatively new as well. Perhaps while I was doing research, I ran into him, or he could even be the one that did it.
Yeah, that's true. The Ice Palace, you could have gotten an upgrade there. You also notice, you know, on her that she has some upgrades as well, physical attribute upgrades.
Okay. Before Wright goes on with his investigation, I'm gonna turn back up to look at Black and say, "All right, Black, come on, let's go check his shop out."
Yeah, alright. So he gets walks over to the coat rack, gets his long brown trench coat, and says, should we both all head out, or do you guys want to stay here and do some more questioning?
Yeah, Justice, he leans back. I have a few more questions for Anya, and I'm gonna sort out the contract for the payment, but, yeah, I mean, we're pretty much gonna take it for the right price anyway. If you guys want to get a jump on it, by all means.
And in the background, while you're saying that, I'm looking at Leopold holding an empty whiskey bottle, shaking it.
Leopold just shakes his head. He's just like, ugh, this guy. And he's gonna walk over to his desk and he's just gonna open up his little safe box and pull out his put his pistol underneath his waistcoat just in case. Can never be too careful around here. And then he says, "Come on then, come on, Doc. Let's see if we can find anything." And he whispers to him. He says, "For a good price, I think we'll take any money she'll give at the moment."
Give us a call if you find anything. Anything pointed, anything that's concrete. But check it all out.
No problemo. And Leopold and we'll head out.
All right. As you guys are, when you guys are talking about money, so I'd say you'd still be in there right now for this part of the conversation. She says, "Is your normal fee around 5,000 credits?"
Sure, and he will. he will absolutely take that. Zero questions asked. Yes, we will agree to that 100%.
She says, "I do not have all of it now, but I could put down 2,000."
We're happy to handle it in installments in this particular instance. And he smiles and he nods. That'll be perfectly fine.
She smiles and she writes a check or whatever, for 2,000. Actually, on a card, and she actually slides that over so it's accessible now. And she slides her contact information onto the table as well, which is on a chip, basically. And she says, "I am having a show tonight at the Devil's Lair, and you are welcome to come and watch me sing. I perform at 9 p.m.
And he leans back and yeah, I think we'll make time for it. One more thing before I let you go. And he looks through his notes. This guy that you mentioned. Well, two more things I should say. This guy you mentioned. Do you have a name for him? That the fan, the creep.
Oh, yes. And she kind of giggles at first, but she says, me and some of the other girls call him the Goat.
And where is a place that you and Victor like to eat out a lot? Like, just in case maybe he went to get something to eat,
Oh, at Lao Pan's.
All right. I think we've got enough to get some things started. We're on the case, Anya. We'll figure out where Victor is, and we'll get him back to you.
Jesus, thank you so much for helping.
Absolutely.
And is it safe to say that you guys walked out before her?
Yeah, we would have already gotten in the
Yeah.
car and started off.
All right. You guys take off. Oh, that was her glory check because she's an icon. Yeah. I should have had you roll one. Yeah, go ahead and roll one, actually. Yeah. If you click on your token and go to glory. Oh. Wow.
Awkward.
So she didn't say anything, but she did recognize you, huh? Maybe that was another reason that she was withdrawn from you for some reason. Nice. All right. Any more RP from you guys in the office, or before we go to Draper and Black?
Well, I wouldn't be very good at my job if I couldn't conduct an interview, would I? I think the two of them can sort out the whole ice palace situation. Of course, they can give us a call, but I'm thinking you and I. One, we get this all set up, and you see he pulls out like an old school like cork board, and it's just like writing down information for everything that he just learned, and trying to like do the whole making connections like. So he's red lines, everything pinned together, X's and O's, whatever, and putting it all on the board. So I think we get this set up. I'm wondering if maybe we do a house call on Lao Pans and then meet up with them at the Devil's Lair, all of us together. Oh, yeah, and then he'll send a ComLab message to Draper and Black and say that setting up corkboard. They know what that means. I've done it enough times. Setting up corkboard. Lead on food restaurant. Anya and Victor and Joy meet at Devil's Lair after Resolution Ice Palace. Something just shorthanding it. Let them know what the plans are. Contact if needed type thing. Very nice. And he gets this up. Maybe order it from Lao Pan's.
Haha.
I think we're good there for a little bit.
All right.
Oh yeah.
All right. We're going to. So, do you guys actually have a car? I don't think you have a car, do you?
No.
I guess we're splitting off some money for them to take the Eden equivalent of an Uber then.
Yeah, more likely.
Do you guys need to do any RP in the taxi or anything, or?
Dark.
Yeah, it would just be. Go ahead, bud.
It's like dark. He looks dark look. Have you seen the message there? They got the chalkboard again. 100%. I bet you the guys order Chinese. Guarantee it.
Are you complaining? I'm getting sick of that crap.
I'm just getting hungry.
Well, we'll stop someplace, get a couple drinks, a nice steak.
Why is it with you and the drinking?
What is it with you and the not drinking? Come on, I'll teach you how.
He just tells Uber guy to hurry up.
And then in the comm, we'll just reply them with like whatever the modern equivalent of that time is of a thumbs up.
All right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. 6 is Leopold Black. Leopold Black, can you do a D100 roll for me? See if any random encounter happens with a 30% or lower. No. Safely, you get to. Where are you going?
The
Ice Palace.
The Ice Palace.
Ice Palace. Okay, cool. So we'll go to the Ice Palace here. Guys, down to the Ice Palace. Everybody have view there? Alright. So you guys, you jump out of the taxi, probably like a Johnny Cab or something. No real conversation with the drone that's driving the vehicle.
Nah, not at all.
I don't think I can say droid, can I? George Lucas might pop out and throw a loss in it.
Let's call it a D-roid.
I'm gonna say the droid.
The D.
Drone. All right. Yeah. So you get out in front of the Ice Palace. You can see it's got it's a pretty run-down neighborhood, but most of these areas are, of course, it's low-income areas. Luckily, no gang activity or anything like that going on. You see a few people walking around the streets. You guys do see hover cars and stuff like that. Those are for people with money. Those are flying around up in the sky. You see some junky vehicles driving around. You get outside of the Ice Palace. You do notice that it has a thumbprint identification scan for the front doorway. The entrance kind of stairs that go down to the door, and then you notice there's a little panel with a passcode and a thumbprint identifier on it. There's also a camera, but the camera is like shattered, like completely shattered.
Out of character, Leopold, you have some like break-in abilities, right?
I have
Lock picking and
burglary.
stuff. Burglary.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So Draper looks at Black and says, "All right, kid, do your magic."
I'll get a go, and he'll check. He'll see if he can sort of break his way into it. Then.
Cool. You can click on your token, go up to skills.
Yeah.
It should be the drop down for all your skills.
Yeah.
Integrated into the sheet. I don't have to mess with any of the skills. Thanks, Wanderer. Oh,
Wow. 2 and a 3.
I didn't know that the sheets were going to be cursed, though.
They really are.
You go to break into it and maybe to cross some wires and do a bypass, but it looks like somebody's already beat you to it. The panel has been messed with. When you pop it open, the wires are already crossed, and you kind of like look at the door, and it looks like you're pretty sure you could probably just slide it open.
Leopold just pretends to carry on. And he goes, "Yeah, right, Doc, it's all done." And then it just slides the door open.
Sure enough, it goes, like halfway, and you're like,
Yep.
the rest of the way. The moment you push it open, you notice some of the lights come on automatically inside, and it hovers over a chair. There's some nice lighting, hexagonal lighting and stuff over this chair. There's tanks and stuff with like arms floating in them and cybernetic parts and things like that inside. There is a stench that you catch. It smells like rotting flesh immediately when you walk in there.
Where is this smell coming from? Obviously, it probably permeates the whole shop, but is there a strong source that we can locate? Like just by smell, when we walk in, can we tell, oh, it's somewhere over there?
You do actually go ahead and make a perception check or observational work as well.
Or both of us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can both do that.
Observation.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Perception. Where's it?
Perception will be under attribute.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Leopold. Leopold, you can tell that the smell, like the room is, I would say it's about maybe a 12 by 10 room. It's not very large, but there's a back door. The door archway is open, like there's no actual door there, but there's like these kind of a tarp, almost a transparent tarp. It kind of hangs over it and keeps the cold air in that other room. You can smell that it's heavily coming from that area there. You do notice some blood spatter and stuff like that on the floor around the chair.
Uh-oh.
And there's some drain, right underneath the chair. Probably not unusual for a chop dock or whatever to have blood around the chair and stuff, though.
I think we may have found our man here, Doc, by the smell of it.
We all smell the same when we die, my friend. Let me just text Wright real quick here. And send that text to Wright. Just says, "We're here. Place smells like death." Well, kid, what are you waiting for? Let's go check it out.
And Leopold will make his way through the tarp to see what he sees.
In the back chamber, you are visited by a gruesome sight. There is another table back there for operations, and there's flesh and intestines and all sorts of stuff. It looks like definitely not the work of a surgeon, but it looks like someone was just taken apart, unprofessionally. There's lots of parts laying everywhere, biological parts, and the smell is horrendous. So if you two could give me a willpower check with a target number of 8.
Nope. I couldn't even beat it, actually, to be fair. Even if I roll max.
What do you roll? What do you?
I got 2.
Oh, you roll a 6. Yeah, you'd have to roll a 6 and then roll a
Yeah.
2. Okay, so both of you are going to suffer a D10 to your sanity. So go ahead and roll that. Quite a disturbing sight. Leopold, you take 3 from your sanity. It's not one of the bubbles. You'll have to actually go into the sheet. And you guys can tell me how that sounds. I mean, you don't necessarily have to throw up or anything, but...
Yeah, but he stumbles back. He nearly falls. He falls back through the tarp, and that comes down, and he sort of panics a bit. And that's just all right. He's like, shit, god damn it! It's trying to rip it off him.
Draper's just overwhelmed by the smell, and you see him cover his mouth and say, "Good God!" Starts looking around and opens whatever the nearest window is. If he can't open it, actually he goes to open it and it's stuck closed, so he just smashes the window pane itself. And then I do have, as a character ability, autopsy. So if I use forensics, I can burn. Here, I'll put it in chat for everyone. So I can use a frenzy point to boost, and I can use multiples to go from D6 through D12.
Sweet.
So I'm gonna go ahead and spend 1 frenzy and make this a D8 added to my forensics roll.
Sweet, yeah.
And here's the forensics
Oh,
roll.
nice. Damn. That's nice.
Heck yeah.
Explode.
Heck yeah.
5, a 10, and a 5. Nice. Immediately, you recognize what this is. It looks like somebody. It does not look like your man. It doesn't look like this guy from the picture. even though the face is like laying on the side of the bed. Face has been removed. The skull's there, kind of detached. Looks like the face was opened up. The skull was cut into with a blade. Inside, you can see like arms just cut open, ripped open.
So does it appear that this was a surgery that was sort of aborted in process, or would this look more like an intentional,
It looks like
obviously murder, but also...
It looks like somebody was ripping the cyberware out of somebody and taking
Okay.
all of the implants. Yeah, and they weren't very surgical with it. It was like a quick job that somebody wanted to cut this person open and take everything that they had.
So I'll nod Black over and tell him what I found.
You also notice that there is some kind of tattoo on it that immediately reminds you of some kind of military insignia, like a special forces tattoo or something.
Leopold being like ex-military, would he be able to know what corp was, what sort of service or what like regiment they were in?
Yeah, go ahead and make it an intel check. See if you do.
See if I do a bit better now.
This is actually going to be a simple, so okay, cool.
10.
Yeah. We're going to say 5th Platoon Recon insignia.
All right, text back to right again. I won't write it out this time. I'll just say it. Found body, not our guy. Looks like cybernetics heist. Is that a hack job?
Yeah, right. We'll get that. He'll show it to Liam, and then he'll just say to Liam, the plot thickens, and he'll go through and he'll start to send out a response, and it'll basically be to the effect of, see what you can find out about deceased, any relation to missing man. Collect any evidence feel you need, etc. He trusts in Draper and Black to do with the correct protocols for the scene. And then, out of character, Rogue, is there like, are we under any obligation to like inform the police for some kind of corpse cleanup crew or some shit? I imagine that's like a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would. I'm just trying to set it for posterity's sake, because I imagine Draper and Black both know what they need to do. So I just leave it in their capable hands.
Yeah. Yeah, they would call the coroner up and be able to, like, come pick up a body. We're investigating it, so you've got this case before the police department does. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, it's actually like that. You're gonna have it, and they'll be like, "Oh, freelancers got it. We don't even have to worry about it." That's what the police department's gonna be like over here. Unless they try to come snake the case out from underneath you for some reason, but they won't do that, unless it's something high profile.
Yeah, of course, right? They won't do that. But yeah, that's all he'll send back. Yeah, is something to the effect of, try to find connections, collect any evidence you need, inform coroner, and he leaves it to them. He knows they've got it.
Doc, should we have a look around, see if we can find anything around this place?
Draper just nods his head. He's deeply in thought. Do we see anything in the operating room that would give us this guy's identity? Clothing or wallet,
Make a luck check.
Okay.
Click on token up there. There should be a luck button. Hey!
Oh my!
Not just lovely.
You can
That's
narrate
the
whatever
idea.
you want to find. Yeah, you find it though.
All right, so I find his ID. and I set that aside. I found car keys to whatever vehicle is probably either parked outside or not. We'll find out. And then I'll walk over to Leopold and show him what I found. Take a picture, however that works, with my cybernetic eye or something. And
Okay.
yeah, and then send it back to Wright. Body identified. This is in the text beneath it. Body identified. Calling the coroner now. We'll continue our search. And then Draper goes off to call the coroner and just lets Black continue to look through the space.
Yeah, Leopold's gonna try and look for like maybe some paperwork or some, like messages between the two people, like earlier this this guy's possibly messaged about.
So, out of curiosity, Rogue, is this type of a situation? I want to say common, but does it happen where people just getting their cyberware stolen?
It does happen a lot because they can take them and then they can sell them, black market cybernetics to chop docs and stuff like that. They'll recycle it,
Got you.
That's usually the problem, I would imagine, when toxic implant virus, comes around. Just reusing cybernetics, old stuff, it's cheap and they make a lot of money off of it,
Yeah.
Do we know of like any crews in the area that are well known for doing this kind of thing? Like some local gang or something that we know has been in the market with aftermarket stuff, stolen goods.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of them. We'll say.
Okay.
Let's call them the Chrome Vipers.
That
Sounds like a pretty
like
cool name.
that is a pretty cool name, and that sounds hella like the name of a people that would just like steal cybernetics.
Yeah.
Those fucking snakes.
And they're like, yes, we are. Thank you.
And you would probably know that this is their area where they operate, so we'll just keep it Chrome Vipers. There's another one, of course, but most likely signs point to Chrome Vipers if you were going to search out somebody, right?
So who knows Ed Carter? Whose connect is that?
That's my friend.
Okay, I was hoping.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I know that, out of character here, Leopold, do I know that you know this guy or no?
No, he's
Okay.
kept quite secret because he's a bit of he's a smuggler. But they used to be friends back in the military, but he fell on rough times as well. But they've kept in touch. But yeah, he doesn't tell anyone about him.
Okay, fair enough. So I guess rather than going that avenue, I will, while I'm calling into the police, the local district, to tell them what we found, I'm also going to ask, for a little help since we're doing their job, basically. Can you tell me where this guy lived, what he was doing for a living, when he was last seen? Is he been reported as missing? All that kind of stuff.
Roger Banks, Master Sergeant.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, do you have the research skill?
I believe I do. I do. You want me to roll that?
Yeah, well, you can you call up the police as well.
Okay.
You do have a connect, or do you have a connect?
I do, but he's ex-military.
Oh.
I was gonna deal with that a little bit later, but I could call him first and ask if he knows anything about the 5th platoon.
If while he's doing that, one of the things I was thinking I could do is with my contacts in the police department and maybe whatever authorization I have, to see if I could come up with a dossier on or what information is available on the Chrome Vipers.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's back up then. Rather than contacting the police. I'll just call in the body of the coroner, because I know that the police aren't going to do anything about this case. Just tell them, make sure you report it. And then I will text back to Wright and Dr. Carter and ask if they could reach out and find out whatever they can from the cops.
I imagine my independent research role turns up jack shit. So yeah, Wright will turn over the information to Carter.
I will go through my contacts and see what I can come up from the Eden City database. Kind of gives him a nod.
Right on. I'm gonna place this order for Lao Pans, and then after you're done on the phone, we'll head over there.
That
This
sounds
board's looking
excellent.
about done.
Sounds good. Egg foo young with chicken, please.
Just what I like. To whom it is. And he will go ahead and start dialing to place the order.
The Ice Palace. You said there was a security camera outside the front.
Yeah,
There
it was all
was.
busted up.
Yeah. Would there be like maybe a record, like a recording, like a system to see
Yeah.
go back and see who's going back and forth?
Yeah. You actually find it's a like a local in his office or whatever. Is the setup for that. There's a little camera, that would monitor that that video feed and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
probably record any data. So I'm gonna say you go ahead and make a luck roll as well to see if that wasn't taken. Okay, it is
chance.
empty. Yeah, that one's empty.
God damn it.
At least they thought to do that. They left the dude's wallet, but they took the. Man, that had to be like underneath the table or something. I'd fallen
Yeah.
and was like, dude,
Got wedged in the gap or something.
where's his wallet? I don't know. Get the fuck out of here.
Is there any signs of our missing husband at all? Like, because obviously there's no dead body here, but it is his place.
Love you, Dad. See you tomorrow.
Well, I wonder if actually, is he wearing a wedding ring?
No. Mm-mm.
That doesn't mean he's not married, but
Yeah. No, on the body there was no wedding ring. You guys both tried to do some research on Mr. Banks, right? And
Yeah.
I will say there was probably maybe Justice found some like some photographs and stuff, but nothing solid that you could really tie to it. Maybe just like an old photo of on the internet of him with his other squad and stuff like that. Him and his group. So maybe Justice, you found that. It's got his platoon in the image and all the people that were with him. And then Draper, you were also doing research. What were you looking for in particular?
So occupation, marital status, address. I'm assuming the address on the ID is correct, right? But see if there's conflicting information on that, or if I can pull up even previous addresses, known acquaintances, really just basic standard background stuff.
Yeah. It looks like he was living in some barracks. It looks like pretty, military is pretty corporate now anyway. So it looks like he was living in some off-base barracks, It's like nowhere near here,
Okay.
It's like real far away. So he might have been visiting or staying at hotels. Actually,
So I'm
Interesting.
gonna tell Black, listen, Black, we have a lot of information on this guy. Let's take one last look around the place and get back to headquarters.
Yeah. They took the videotape as well, so
And then
yeah,
I'll
nothing
just
there.
one more look around, I guess.
Yeah.
I think Liam would also text you guys and ask to look for specific signs of struggle to see if maybe he was brought here under duress or if he walked into a chop shop thinking, "Oh, I'm just going to get an implant."
Yeah, true. I'm just wondering if our missing husband is the one who actually did this.
Yeah, you don't find
Well,
any signs of it, of a struggle. Nothing knocked over in the front office. Nothing knocked over in the back either. The real mess is just all of this fucking flesh. Yeah.
So I'll text back and tell Liam that we don't find any sign of a struggle, but one would be hard pressed to figure that out in the chaos of what was left of his body. So it doesn't appear to be a struggle, nothing untowards in the office, but the body is a complete wreck. And then Leopold, out of character, I was just thinking a lot of the research on this guy can be done from the office, and we probably don't want to stick around here. It smells pretty bad. And
nah. Even with the windows smashed.
right. So once we take that last look around, I think, it's kind of like, well, we've done what we can. Let's go back to these guys and get the gang all together, put our heads together.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah.
All right. Next scene. What's the next scene we're doing? That's with Justice.
I think we're investigating Lao Pans, even though it could be just a dead end. It was something that she brought up, so the place that they eat might be worth looking into. See if Victor placed an order there. So Wright wants to take a look at it. Him and Carter.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Carter, if he gets the chance, like maybe as they're driving over there or what have you, he wants to see what information he can get up on the Chrome Vipers, using what contacts he has within the police department. He also actually has a connect, Detective Drake Slim, so they might know something about the Chrome Vipers he doesn't. Maybe there's something that the database at the police department has, just anything. So that is what's going through his head.
Okay.
He's not just a pretty face, guys.
No, but he's also going to ask about Master Sergeant Banks, right? All the information we've been feeding you. You'd look into that anyway, so okay.
Yeah, I think he would also look up what information he has on them. There's got to be like I figure there's got to be like a database of soldiers or something like that.
Definitely. All right. You guys got the site here
Military.
at
that's what I meant to say.
at Lao Pans.
Yeah.
This go to I got a nice cafe. There's no music on right now, right?
Nope.
Nah, I can't hear any.
All right, there we go. And let's see here. D6. It is Frank. Frank, can you roll a D100, please? See if there's any random encounter on the way to Laupans. Lopan. I almost said. That's where I got that from.
Hello, Pan.
Lopan, right? Big Trouble in Little China. Best. So, no random encounters on the way to Laupans. And you guys walk in, and they're greeted immediately by one of the employees there. The waitress. She says, "What can I help you with?"
We had a carry-out order for 2 egg foo yarn, I believe.
Oh, yes. This would be 50 credits
Yeah, he'll go ahead and he'll give her the 50. And when she gets back with the food, he'll flash like another 50 and say, "Oh, I guess I'll let her get back first." But once you've got the food and everything, he'll flash another 50 um, and a tip for you if you answer a couple questions for us.
Okay, that sounds nice. She smiles at the money.
So yeah, and he'll hand Carter's order to him, and he'll put his like on the counter next to him. So we're private investigators, and we're looking for a gentleman. Um, about yay high. He's gonna give Victor's description. He and his lady come in here quite a bit. You seen him recently at all?
Ah, sure, yes. Oh, he comes in with Anya, his wife. Yes, they come in all the time. Is something wrong?
I don't want to get you too deeply involved, but I'm just wondering. In the last couple of days, say 3 days ago, maybe did he happen to come in, place any orders, anything like that that you can remember?
Oh, he did. With his friend, uh, the handsome soldier man.
Can you tell?
Handsome. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. By any chance, did the soldier man give his name as well?
Hmm, I don't know his name. I'm sorry, but he comes in from time to time with Victor. They are good friends.
What does this guy look like, out of curiosity? The soldier, the handsome guy.
She describes him as like a crew cut and very built, a very tall guy, bigger than Victor. Uh, he says, very handsome. He's a white guy.
Does that, out of character, does that match up with the dude who? I mean, I know we don't really have a living picture of him because he's a piece of meat,
Oh,
but
you
Well,
the,
do.
the
I was
ID,
I was going to say his ID. Yeah, just
yeah,
or Liam. While you're talking, he's cropping out an image of the of just like the man's profile, and as Justice is talking, he'll hand his comm lab, his smartphone, over to Justice so that he can show the picture to the girl.
Oh, yes, that's him.
yeah. Wright gives a knowing look to Carter, and then he looks back at the waitress. Um, I appreciate it. I just want you to a couple more questions, real quick. Did think really hard for me. Did they mention they were doing anything that night? Were they talking about anything? You can remember anything at all?
Hmm. She thinks for a minute. Blah. No, I'm sorry.
And you
Um,
haven't seen Victor since, or
Um, no, I have not. Oh, I hope he's okay. He used to love going down to the that club where his wife works.
tell me, you said that you saw Victor and that military man together. Is that the first time you saw them together, or were they together often?
They come in from time to time. Not often though. Um, last time I see him was like maybe a year ago, and then he come in the other night.
Do you remember if it seemed like they were old friends and just enjoying one another's company, or if they seemed perhaps there was tension between the two of them?
Oh no, they're good friends. They drink sometimes, hang out in here for sometimes, and then sometimes go to the club and drink some more, I suppose.
All right. Do you have any other questions, Justice?
No, I think that's about it. And he'll hand her 50 credits, and he'll also slip her one of his business cards. My number's on there. If you or any of your coworkers here anything comes to mind on Victor, or if you guys have anything that you need a team of investigators to get on, give us a call.
Ah, thank you. And she looks at the ID on the business card. It says the right stuff investigations.
We're looking at changing that name.
Liam just smiles broadly.
And he will give obviously pay for the food, give her the 50 that she is owed, so I'm down 100, and then if
Nice.
there's nothing else, we'll step out and I'll
Get
text Draper.
to get a 10 reputation as well for that little bonus reputation for you guys.
Right on.
Legit.
All right. What's the next scene we're doing? Is that you guys together again?
Meeting up before we go to the lair, I guess. Before we go to the Devil's
Yeah.
Lair, so I guess meeting back at the
Back to the office.
office to compare notes.
Yeah, and
try
did
to
I
piece
get
things together?
did I get any information back from the police department or my detective contact about the Chrome Vipers? That's another question.
Oh yeah. You do. I suppose it's pretty basic information though. Chrome Vipers. I can make you out a contact handout, but this is the guy here. I think I had him set up and ready for this situation. Where's he at? Did I? I thought I did.
No worries, man.
You do find out some basic information. I mean,
Sure.
things like that they operate in this area, that there's kind of a lot of them, and they're pretty much, they're very, very much considered like triad, like really dangerous, really brutal people with no empathy whatsoever. That, I mean, and seeing what they did to that person is just grotesque. There's stories about them, catching people in alleyways and chopping them up and throwing what they can into a truck, or just following people with cybernetic implants until they can, get them alone in an alleyway or something. But as far as exact locations, you do know of an area which is like, it's almost like a flea market type area, where they think a lot of black market transactions go on. And that's where, if you want to meet any of them, you'd probably go to, is this area where they have like a front. Pretty much, they think, the police department thinks anyway, that it's a front for their gang activity. And we'll give that place a name. What's the name of it? It's a market.
The Moon Market? I don't know.
Black Moon Market?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right. The Black Moon Market.
Sweet.
It's only open when there's a new moon. No.
Yeah, we don't have a map either for this yet, but I'll make one soon.
Did we get any information for the Master Sergeant, Sergeant Roger Banks?
You got that image of his platoon. You got where he lives at, which is pretty far away, on the military barracks, just out of corporate grounds. But it's like an hour, a 2-hour drive from here. So I mean, he could have driven here. Oh, remember what you're talking about with the keys, George? When you got that luck roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, the car keys or
Yeah.
some vehicle key. We don't know what.
You do find the vehicle out there. So it's probably his.
So while they're doing this, I'll go ahead. I guess we should make an observation roll or a perception roll?
No, don't worry. You walk out and hit the alarm on the keys, you know.
No, but I mean to, pardon me, investigate the vehicle. You don't need us to roll anything.
Yeah, go ahead and do that if you want to do an observation inside the vehicle.
Yeah, that's fine. So while they're doing that, that's what we'll be working on.
Okay. And
While they're enjoying their low pan without us.
other than that,
You
Did
never
you guys
gave
get
us your
some-
order.
Oh.
To be fair, you never gave us your order. I'm just saying.
No, no food for them. We're gonna come back in burping. It's a fend for yourself kind of environment.
Master Sergeant.
Leopold's just so unlucky.
Any other information on him? He was with the platoon for 4 years, and he went back in for another run for another 4 years at least, and he's still supposed to be active duty. You think he might have been visiting his friend? What it looks like. Other than that, he has family, but they're out of state.
For Victor, what was his job again? He was an analyst?
Yeah,
Right.
cybernetic analyst for a corp.
As- As in he analyzed cyberware?
Yeah, and probably built it.
Okay.
All right. I'll put you guys together. If there's anything else I can think of that might be useful with the sergeant major, I will whisper it to you.
Sure.
But yeah, you guys all got sight here in the office.
Yeah.
Okay. But now, I mean, if you really want to, you got a vehicle now, Dr. Draper.
See, that's what I was thinking when you were thinking of the
Yeah.
car. I was like, he's not going to use it anymore.
Yeah.
Cops aren't gonna come. Cops don't come down here. It's your car now. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
Yeah.
fucked up as that is. If you want it, it's yours.
Driving it while waving his whiskey bottle out of the window.
Oh.
Well, once we're done with our investigation in the car, we'll just head back to the office. Oh,
Oh, the
Wait,
observation
on the
roll.
way back, I would like to stop at like whatever liquor store I normally go to, close to the office, probably.
Yeah.
And he throws down like 50 credits to pay off his tab and walks up with like another 10 bottles of cheap whiskey. And then back to the office.
Okay.
I like it.
Inside the glove box, I'm gonna say, or inside the vehicle somewhere, you do see a picture of him with his friend Victor and Victor's wife, and they all look like they're kind of like hanging on each other, and they all look like they're drunk, and it's kind of hanging maybe or either in the glove box or
Does it look like a location that we'd be familiar with?
It looks like the nightclub that you were at. Yeah, the Devil's Lair.
Or I don't think we've been
Still
there
in
yet,
the-
right?
No.
Dr.
I
Draper has, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
There's no one like in the background in the photo, just like staring at him or anything.
No.
So to be clear, in that picture is Roger Banks, Anya, and Victor, and they're all kind of having a good time.
It does seem like they're just all like hugging and looking and smiling at the picture, and like Roger Banks maybe took it with his comm lab, you know. Comm labs are basically like smartphones, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're all like, you know, half closed eyes, like retarded.
Okay, so Draper snaps a picture of that and forwards it to the guys back at the office. And then I throw the picture at Leopold. Here, take a look at this.
Well, looks like these three people are all connected. Just wonder if anyone's got something against all three of them, or if they're hiding something themselves.
Yeah, you guys are back at the office now.
All right. Well, I got some
Wrights is
decent
putting new stuff up
information.
on the cork board. He's a bit of a traditionalist, even with all the technology. He likes to have something physical to look at.
Yeah.
He places
Well,
it all up there.
Some good
Leopold walks in,
connections.
he's like, Justice to have a Chinese, did you?
Yes, we did. Well, we were investigating one of the leads. It wasn't just
Yes.
random bout of Chinese, but yes, we did enjoy some nice egg fouillon.
Business
See, Doc,
and
I told
pleasure.
you. I told you, 100% I told you they'd order Chinese if the cork board was up.
That is what you do when you put up a cork board. You get Chinese.
Should always try and make some money off this, bet him.
Draper
Should've-
comes walking in with a box. It's got 10 bottles in it. Slams it down the desk and looks at Wright and says, "Right, you're the guys down at the store for the tab."
I owe no. You've been paid, and he splits up the 2Gs to everybody. You can pay them with your money this time.
I think he should not have it to start off with.
He
I
just looks
feel
at-
like
he looks at the bottles on the desk and says, "But they're for everyone."
I don't drink, and you're the
I-
only one who ever drinks all of these when you get them.
Yes, I do not drink as well. I thought I had established that, but thank you, but no thank you. Well, I believe we got some interesting information from Lao Pan's while we were there, just to clue you all in. Apparently, the gentleman in question, the one that you found on the table, he has had a friendly relationship with Victor for years now, including the waitress going as far as to say that they have been here before, that they were friendly, and she even said that evening that it seemed like they were friendly and good-natured as well. Roger lives far away, about an hour away, so he is not in his neck of the woods. It looks like he was just coming to visit an old friend, that being Victor. And the information I got about the Chrome Vipers is that apparently they operate within this area. There's a lot of them, and they have a reputation for being quite brutal. The police believe that they might be operating out of and he kind of like flicks up on his phone, Black Moon Market. Apparently it's they believe it might be a front, but given its nature as kind of a flea market, it's safe to assume that other businesses are operating out of there as well.
that scene was definitely brutal. Literally, like, the cybernetics ripped out of the person's body.
So, I have an interesting question, and maybe Anya can answer this for us, seeing as how we have her phone number. Does Victor have cyberware? We know that he analyzed it, and we know that he built it. But did he have any?
Yeah, Justice kind of rubs his hands together and says, "Interesting question, but I'm wondering if we shouldn't catch her in person. That way, calling her, if we were to leave a message or send something, she might have time to. Not that I want to be suspicious," and he's like trying to be diplomatic when he says it, but people still try to hide things, even if you're helping them. So if we catch her after she's just had this performance, we call it an ambush question. She doesn't have time to think about something else she could tell us in case she were to lie to us for whatever reason.
There's wisdom in that.
And he sits down and he says, and this is assuming we've got all the information from everybody. He kind of sits down. "I've got a working theory right now, and I want you all to help me pick it apart, but let me lay it bare, if that's alright."
Please.
Here's with it.
So, what we've got, 3 nights ago, cyber analyst, formerly of a large corporation, goes missing. We talk with Anya. Last thing he was saying to her was she wanted something to eat. Liam and I, we just went and found out that he and the dead man on his table that you guys found were ordering food that night. They disappear. Well, he disappears. Goes in, Anya says she doesn't see him at work. Nothing. Comes to us, of course we do our investigation. What I'm seeing in terms of where this is all going, one, we have this masterclass cyber analyst that was laid off for reasons unknown. We've got what would have been a John Doe if we hadn't discovered the ID. This dead man with military background, likely some leftover military cybernetics that was absolutely cannibalized by somebody. And now we're here. My working theory on what happened with this information on the Chrome Vipers being in the area is that they're involved in some way, shape, or form. There's a lot of questions about this, though. I think I know why they would keep him alive and why they didn't just cannibalize him right there. He's a cyber analyst. He could help them with their operation. If he could be convinced to do it. Or if he can't be convinced, then he could be kept prisoner and forced to do it. Obviously any gang worth their salt would know how to press and push somebody. Threatening his life is probably a good lead in for that. But I have a lot of questions. One, what was the nature of the connection with this analyst and Roger? How do they know each other? Something we have to find out. But two, and something that I'm still trying to understand, Anya said that she went to the Ice Palace, right? And didn't see him there the night of the disappearance.
Correct.
So, you guys said it looked like something horrific happened there. It was an absolutely brutal scene. If she's really looking for her husband, how in the fuck did she not notice this body unless it was done after that night in question and he was brought back there for some reason? And he's like trying to work that out. I don't know, but there's a lot of unanswered questions. But I'm thinking the Vipers are involved. I'm thinking Victor's alive for now. And I'm wondering if he's being pressured into helping them do something. Up their game, maybe.
It could very well be that. It could very well be, too, that it's the simplest answer. That these two are going out for Chinese, and were ambushed, were taken, and and one of them had everything ripped out, and the others disappeared.
And he scratches his chin. Yeah, I mean they could have just been spotted, but I don't know. It feels weirdly calculated, doesn't it? I mean, it doesn't strike me as a crime
Yeah.
of opportunity because if they were just going to cannibalize people for their parts, right?
Mhm.
Why isn't Victor in there with his friend? Why is he missing? Because we would.
Well-
I mean,
Yeah.
why have a witness?
Because if he was still alive, it'd make more sense. Because they'd be like, we'd kill your friend if you don't work for us. But if he's dead, then Victor's.
Well,
Yeah.
hold
Unless
on,
his-
guys. I got a message come over from my contact here. He's telling me that he was doing side jobs for StimCore. That's where the
Who?
doc was working.
Who was doing side jobs?
Sorry. Sergeant Banks.
Sergeant Banks was doing side jobs for
StimCore.
StimCore.
If I'm not mistaken, that's where Victor was working before he got prematurely retired.
Well, there's the connection.
That's interesting. That is interesting. Is it possible? Well, shouldn't put the cart before the horse. Well, it seems like we have multiple. We need to go to. What is the name of the club again?
The Devil's Lair.
Well, we need to go to the Devil's Lair. We need to talk to Anya. It would be wise for us to find out if Victor had cyberware. That could possibly lead to if he has cyberware and he was not ravaged in the same way that Roger was, then there's a strong possibility that Victor may have arranged Roger's death. Could also be that he talked his way into being made of useful. Either way, I think there's too many questions that we need to ask before we start to hone in.
And Justice rubs his chin. I think we also need to get to the Devil's Lair in terms of prudence for Anya's sake, because whether it's a corpo revenge thing or silencing thing, which is another angle we need to consider, or if it's the gangs, there's one person that they're going to press now if they're trying to take advantage of Vic, and it's his wife. So she might be in danger now.
Why don't we?
Have lost the other guy.
Why don't we head towards the Devil's Lair? Seems like that might be the best course of action, seeing as how we already said we were.
Yeah,
Sounds
got
like
everything
fun to
here.
me.
I'll call us a cab. He says that not knowing that there's a car.
Yeah, and as soon as you say that, Draper smiles real big, holds up the keys, and starts shaking them so you hear him jingle.
Don't let him
Company's got a
drive.
new vehicle, boss.
And you're not the driver.
We
I'll just toss the keys to right.
Yeah, he takes them and he looks at the keys and he looks at Draper. And, I'm not gonna ask, and I don't want you to tell me.
They're like covered in blood and stuff too. Still, like
Yeah, exactly.
just the edges of them, you know.
I'm not gonna
that's so
ask,
messed up.
and I don't want you to tell me. But yeah, no, out of character, would I know if any of us are good at driving? Just in case.
Does anybody have the piloting skill?
Yeah,
I
that'd
do
be-
not.
It
Nope.
defaults. It defaults to dexterity, the attribute. So
Who's quick? I guess.
That probably would be me, I think. Let's look.
It's probably not me. Last I checked, I have like a 10 in dexterity or something like that.
Dexterity, base 18.
Yes, you have. I go ahead knowing in previous experience that the best driver of us is Leo, Despite him being rather sleepy, Justice is just going to dump
Yep.
the keys in his front pocket. It's all you.
I'll say this is like a nice truck or something. Chevy, Colorado, or something like that. Yeah, as you guys get down there and take off. Oh, who's driving?
Leo.
Old.
Who's in the passenger seat?
Kind of seems like Leo and Draper hang out. And
Okay.
Wright and Carter typically. Like the law dogs, you know? You got the cop and the lawyer, and then the two seedy guys that hang out together.
It's not the good and it's not the good and the bad. Oh.
I know, I love it. The seedy guys.
Not the good and the bad. It's just drunk and they can't be asked.
All right, Draper, can you give me a D100 roll, please?
Okey-dokey.
All right.
54.
You guys take off. On the way, you're driving. You're heading towards Devil's Lair nightclub and city stores passing by, people walking on the street, the dregs of society hollering at you, and groups of gang members and stuff. Hovered vehicles overhead, even some drones once in a while flying by. But everybody make a perception check. This one's just perception, not observation. Unless you're doing something special, I guess, while you're driving. But just perception check's good. Oh, Wes.
I'm too busy driving, I am.
All right. Wes, you're probably... Oh, yep, Carter as well. Both of you two notice a vehicle that's been taking several turns with you guys. Following you since the office, and in a flash, they start to speed up right behind your vehicle.
We are being followed. We need to prepare ourselves for whatever is coming. Liam is actually going to reach into his coat pocket, or like in like kind of like that inner coat pocket. Or he just pulls it back and there's a holster and he pulls out his Glock and locks it.
Anybody else grabbing a weapon?
Oh, yeah. A 38's in a underarm holster. Pull that baby out.
Nice.
Yeah,
Are we,
Justice is going to
are we still driving or are we actually stopping? Because,
Yeah, you're driving.
yeah, I think Leopold's he's going to be too busy concentrating on driving, I think.
Okay, so right when they say that, basically, does everybody got view here?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Right when he says that, you notice this vehicle pulling up like really fast, coming up behind you, and you can see whoever rolled a 16, Draper. You can see some guy in the passenger seat, like loading a shotgun, or he's got a shotgun up. Then you notice a bike come out from around him and start speeding up really fast in the wrong. The wrong side of the road, but they're coming up fast behind you. Two guys on the back, one's got a pistol out, and let's roll Nish.
Oh, here we go.
Nervous.
Carter also sees
Oh,
Draper's, like, bionic eye, the
Jeez.
cybernetic eye, dilate and undilate several times as I'm looking into the mirror. That's why I noticed the shotgun. I'm able to blow up the picture in the rear view, and then I turn around and say, we got a bike in the car. Dealer's choice.
One thing, this initiative system is a little bit different from the normal chaos system. It's a combination of two attributes. Anybody that rolls a 10 or higher, if you roll a 10 to 19, you get a +1 tally. So Leopold Black, Leopold, you're actually going to have a tally of 2 to play with for this combat. And
Also
usually-
Carter, right?
yeah, you can click on that little. It looks like an analog stick. When you click on your token, that pops up below it, and you click the blue and hit 2, and it'll put the number on there. Carter, yep, you got 2. And Draper didn't make it. Justice, you got 1 tally to play with. So this is just a tally. A combat tally is it gives you an extra +1 or a plus to attack, +1 to attack, or +1 to dodge when you want to use it. Whenever to throw on a modifier. And it's only for main characters, so bad guys don't get it.
Oh, thank God. I was looking at that guy at the
That's what I was wondering, because I
44.
saw that, I was like...
Yeah, the
I was
shotgun guy gets 4 tallies and just blows our fucking car up.
Yeah, that is 100% what I thought was going to happen.
And just in case something like that ever happens, you can only use a max of like 3 tallies per action. You know.
Sure.
So.
Do I get a
All right.
+2 tally as well? Because I got a 26.
Yeah, you do. And let me put that on there for you.
Leopold and Liam were like, oh, 26, 29 is doing well.
Yeah.
Sweet. So first action is Fisher. That is the guy with the shotgun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so funny. Is before this session, I was thinking about whether or not I should put a +2 in unarmed or a +2 in pistols, and the other one be a +1. And I was like, you know what? He's a pretty cool dude. He probably would rather just like disarm people, and so I put the +2 in disarmed as opposed to my pistols. And I'm immediately regretting that decision.
Well,
Just jump on that car.
Yeah, just open the back window real quick.
Yeah.
All right.
Stop
This is a downgraded shotgun, a crappy one. I'm not gonna give him a really nice one on you guys, but
Well, thank the Lord.
it looks like sawed off too. So the range is kind of crappy. So let me see here.
See, this is another thing, guys. This is when Rogue downplays what the roll's gonna be. He's going to roll a 20.
All right, who's he shooting at? Somebody in the back. 1, 2, 3, Liam. 4, 5, 6, right. Well, here's a note as well. All of you in the car get a +6 cover while you're in the
That's
vehicle.
huge.
Ah, nice.
That's huge.
Yeah. And if it hits within that 6, it does damage to the vehicle.
Oh, okay, I like that.
4, 5, 6. All right, who's it coming at? 1, 2, 3, Carter. All right, shotgun blast.
Do I roll anything to defend? Do I like to get to do a dodge or?
Yeah, you can click just dodge, and when the modifier pops up, put a 6, and then hit enter.
Okay.
Man, right off the bat,
I told you.
19.
Oh,
I told you.
That's with the +6 too.
So, oh, of course, it explodes. 25 minus 8.
God.
Okay. Yeah. Luckily, I picked up a Kevlar vest. That still messes me up really bad.
So good.
So yeah, I 25 apparently is my hit points. So luckily that Kevlar vest saved my life.
17 damage.
Yep. I have 8 hit points left.
Man, so
Oh
he
my
blows out
God.
the back window, and the spray probably peppers you. Yeah.
So I have a question. If so when you say if it's within that +6, the car takes it. How does that work mechanically so I understand?
Okay, so if you would have rolled a 6, or if you would have rolled a 20, and it would have been because of that +6.
Got it.
It hits the car. You know what I mean?
Got
The
it.
cover. That's how
Got it.
shields work too. Yeah.
Legit. Okay, cool.
And Demon King. Okay, cool. So you're still alive, thankfully. Leopold Black, and you're still in the fight.
You're right. Well, he can't really take his hands off the wheels, so I suppose he's going to try and brake and try and sort of slam into the. Does the guy look like he's got a wearing? Does it look like they're wearing seatbelts at all in the car?
It's hard to tell, but let's see here.
Can Wright interject something even though it's not his turn? And not doing an action, but saying something.
Right, yeah, you can do that.
Just to throw ideas in there. Yeah, so after the shot, and especially after seeing Liam get hit and probably fucked up pretty well.
Yeah.
With this, out of curiosity, does synth blood look different from regular blood, or is it just your usual red?
That's a good question. I don't even know.
It's probably red. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Or-
just seeing blood get splattered all over the back seat and the window go out. Justice like ducks down, and he, thinking quick, he looks. Leo, run the intersection. See if we can lose this bike while in one of these cars. And like, it's fully condoning like creating a car accident for us to get out of here.
Yeah, then Leopold, he's gonna just slam the foot down.
Okay.
And just try and lose and get through the intersection there.
Okay, go ahead and go dexterity check. Driving takes 2 actions, and if you want to try to fire, you can burn a frenzy and shoot out the window, but just to let you know.
Yeah, possibly my bear frenzy. We'll see how this goes first, I think.
And for this setting, it's only 1 frenzy per combat, or per round.
Okay, yeah.
Oh shit!
Is that 2 1s? Oh my
That's
god!
2 1s. That's 2 1s.
Liam's about to die.
Uh-oh.
I'm driving the car.
Oh my god.
Yeah, TPK, you blew us up.
That's
So
so funny.
frenzy to re-roll anything?
Bad advice.
You could try a luck check.
Yeah, I think I'll try a luck.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Close call.
Why?
Slides reducing speed by
Oh.
25%, but the pilot is able to take control. That's the best roll you're going to get on the vehicle
Yeah.
crash table.
Wow. Holy cow.
Oh dear God.
Uh,
Can I burn a frenzy and try again or not?
No, but you can burn a frenzy and fire. Want to.
uh,
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Cheers. Oh God. Moving about all over the place here.
I'll let you guys move your tokens back.
Yeah,
I was grabbing them and moving them.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, wherever it's
That's what I was like. Yeah, I'll burn 1 frenzy and I'll take a shot at the. I'll take a shot at the driver, I think.
Okay.
So, luckily he brought his pistol with him.
And this will be, we'll say, before you like move into this position. So like up here, you know, up and towards the intersection, you get side swipe somebody, and then you get a shot out.
And I'll use. I think I can add 2 for the tally, the modifier.
Okay. Yeah. So you'll use that up.
Yeah. I'll take one for a sec. 22.
Nice.
Nice.
I looked up the SIG. It does good damage too.
Yeah.
He's hit.
Lovely.
Hell yeah.
Alright.
Who are you aiming at?
The driver. Which one was him? Whichever one that was.
That's Biggie.
The one who shot you.
Oh, Fisher. Fisher's the one that shot him.
Oh, so yeah, fair enough. Yeah, let's go with driver.
Oh my
38
God.
damage.
Nice.
4 explosions.
He is dead. What does that look like?
Oh, he's just like panicking 'cause he's been shot. He's like, ah, shit. And it's literally just a luck shot, if anything. He's just firing wildly, and it's just like, oh, okay, that's that worked out pretty well. Or he's just screaming. Like, I think he's actually screaming. He's like, did I hit him? Did I hit him?
Yes, you hit him. And he's like, and Liam's grimacing. Like I imagine there's like a bunch of shot in his shoulder, but the Kevlar vest took most of it. Yes, you hit him. Thank you.
Right. You do, when you shoot him, you see his head go down under the steering wheel, and the car slides. It side swipes like some, some newspaper stands and stuff on the side of the street. A bunch of people jump out of the way, and then it kind of careens back into the middle of the road. It lost power as well. The same roll they suffered.
Nice.
Oh, and they also take 46 times 2 damage in the vehicle does. Okay. I'll let you roll that as well, as it is now Carter's turn. Do you know how to roll that?
Yeah, 46.
Equation. Times 2.
Yeah.
The times is the asterisk. Okay. So it'd be 46 exclamation and then asterisk 2.
Oh, I pressed that wrong one.
Oh,
Total
that
power
works.
2.
Is
yeah.
that if that's exploding, he gets
He got
another
an
six.
Yeah, you gotta.
Okay, cool. So add one more d6.
Oh, yeah.
18, and then we'll just multiply the result. 18.
Yeah.
46.
20, 46.
It's 46.
46.
Dang.
46 to the vehicle. All right.
So yeah, Liam's grasping a shoulder. It hurts really bad, but he sees that motorcycle, and he's worried about that because he thinks, with the car driver being killed, that's probably out of the fight, is his thoughts. So he, I'd rather not shoot somebody, but he pulls up his Glock, and he's going to aim for the person who is on the bike, who's like steering it, and so he's going to take 2 shots, and we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and use that tally. I'm going to use all 2 of it right now on this shot, and we'll see what happens.
All right, cool. 19.
Not
And you're
bad.
trying to hit the vehicle?
We're trying to hit the driver of the motorcycle.
Okay, the driver. Okay. He's got no cover. And here it is. Oh my god. The first round zips over his head.
You know what? I'm so mad at myself because I was thinking, should I aim? Nah. Okay, here's my second shot then. He takes the Glock out again, and he is going to fire.
It makes sense. So he's like, motherfucker, in pain. Bop, bop.
Yeah.
You could burn one frenzy and aim this one if you want to.
I'm going to hold on to my frenzy for right now just because I'm going to be stingy.
Or 2 more shots.
Oh, there we go. 17, not bad.
Nice. That's a good one.
Come on,
Good shot.
Mickle Rod, you got
Good
this.
shot. Good shot. That's a hit.
Yes!
Wow, only just though.
Okay, cool. So as far as I understand it, a Glock is 3d10 points of damage. So that'll be some good damage. Modifier. Oh, I shouldn't have put a modifier 1. My bad. Damage. I meant to do
Just explode the dice, that's all you need to do.
15 points of damage
15.
to
All
the
right.
driver.
He doesn't have armor on, does he? Nope.
And you know what? I'm gonna. I know I said I didn't want to burn a frenzy, but I think I am. I'm gonna burn 1 frenzy to shoot 1 more time.
Cool.
I'm so low on health, I can't even.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to get shot again.
That was
100%.
such bad luck.
Modifier actions. Oh, it's a nat 20.
That's a crit.
Oh, that's what we like.
Got him.
Nice.
So that's a power 2
Okay.
multiplier.
Power 2 multiplier. So modifier 0. Power 2. 38 points of damage.
Oh, he's dead. What's that look like?
So yeah, I imagine like the first shot goes over, and he takes a breath, like aims. This one like hits the guy in the shoulder. He still like manages in, and just like zeroing in. He just like that last shot takes a big deep breath, and as he's breathing out, like the bullet comes out like slow-mo and goes right through his eye and right out the back of his head.
Banged on.
Look at that. Look what that happens to the vehicle.
Oh shit!
Oh, God.
Wow.
That guy does the Wilhelm scream on the back of the vehicle.
A barrel roll on a fucking motorcycle. Oh my god.
You can roll a d4 if you want to.
I would love to. Slash RD4.
2d6 times 100.
2 rolls. So
Plus 100 for each roll.
2d6. 2d6 times 100. and plus 100 for each roll.
So
So
200
plus
plus.
200. Yeah.
200, 300, 400. 400 damage to that guy. So Caleb dies as well.
But no, that's not right.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I did it wrong. Oh, you want to know why? Because I did times and I didn't do the after.
Oh.
There we
Oh,
go.
I rolled it
That's
for
what I'm
you.
talking
Thank
about.
you.
That,
Yes.
that makes the bike blow up.
Oh,
Full tank of gas.
And
No
check
joke.
it out. You didn't even put the exclamation in point, the
No.
point in, so it could have exploded also.
It would have been like 2,400. Yeah.
No,
Oh.
it did explode. Yeah, it exploded. Heck yeah.
Oh, 2d6. You rolled 2 6s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would have been.
Justice right. Justice's turn.
I mean, there's only
2,000.
one guy left.
Yeah. He looks like he's got the shotgun in one hand, but he's like reaching for the steering wheel.
Yeah. So Justice is actually like telling Leopold now. I know he just told him to speed up. He's 180. He's like pull over, and he's like he's like saying that as he's getting ready to line up a shot. I'm trying to do more of a wounding shot.
Okay.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Because this is, I mean, it would be nice to know what the deal is here. If
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
something that's related to the
Yeah.
case. So he's gonna take aim, a wounding shot. I'm gonna use my one tally. I'm gonna aim. Aim's one action, right?
Yep.
Okay. Because I'm a slow shooter.
Oh.
My aims are an additional +1, so it's granting is it +3 to hit? It says, is that right? Or
Aiming is +2 to hit. With the tally, it'd be +3.
and then with slow shooter, it's another +1, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So +4. Okay.
And then a called shot though.
Yeah. So minus.
-3.
I'm trying to shoot him in the shoulder, I guess, to
Okay.
kind of try to disarm him more or less, like disarm.
Or if you don't want to do the called shot, you can take the +4 to hit.
No, I want to wound him because
I want to make sure.
Yeah, I want to try to take him alive.
Cool.
It's-
Yeah, definitely.
So it's I'll just roll it naturally because I have a +1 with revolvers anyway.
Okay.
So it all evens out.
Nice.
Good to see.
Dude, man, we're rolling pretty good. I'll take it.
I'm only going to give him 4 cover.
I'm glad we're exploding during this.
Any
part.
negatives for him not focusing? Oh, it doesn't even matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't even matter.
At 1. Got his ass. And no matter the damage, it won't be kill. Nice. Bam. 19. All right. And anything else from Van or Justice?
No, that's all he'll do for now.
Cool.
Just waiting for Leo.
So what does that look like?
Pull over. Yeah, so he kind of leans around the seat. He was buckled in, but he unbuckles, and he turns and he's like, pull off, and he just lines one up, fires through, and nails the dude in the gun shoulder.
Oh.
Everyone he was holding is
And Draper, your turn. Due to time, we can speed this up. What do you want to do, Draper?
Well, I was gonna ask, does this car look pretty damaged at this point, or is it still chugging
It's still-
along pretty good?
Yeah, still good.
Okay, so I guess I'll. Dripper looks in the rearview mirror, sees Liam get hit, and then take out the motorcycle. Everybody's firing off guns, and he leans out the window to take a shot at Fisher, having the same idea that his boss did. So this is a non-lethal shot. Oh shoot, it should have been -1 too. So that's a 9.
I've been drinking too much.
See the
Yeah.
explosion. Hey man, he could roll under that.
That's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, true.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, because of the car. It hits the side of the car.
I will postulate this. Any negatives for him because he's trying to steer a car with one hand.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I gave him the 4. Only 4 cover.
Gotcha. Fair
Yeah.
enough.
So I'll fire a second round.
Okay.
I believe in you, my drunken friend.
Function alcoholic. Boom.
Nice. Actually,
Function-
he is outnumbered here, so I'll give him 1 more. So, 3. Now he's outnumbered because he's getting shot at by 2 people. That is still with it.
Dude, all night he's been matching our rolls.
Oh my god.
I feel
Okay.
your pain.
So Draper is really irritated by the 2 misses, and then Liam makes a comment about being his drunken friend, and so I look over my shoulder, give him kind of a dirty look, and I'm going to use one of my frenzies, my last frenzy. Take another shot.
Hey!
Hey! Get it.
Now a crit by rogue.
Get after it. I swear, if he rolls and gets a 19, that's the one I'll be disappointed.
All right.
Ridiculous. All right, that's it for me.
Ridiculous.
Hits the car 3 times.
Ridiculous.
This guy throws the body out of his friend, and he tries to spin out and try to take off.
Oh my god.
Oh, we need to take him alive. Bummer.
The legend.
All right, he's spinning the car around, and now he's like reversing around this way to take off. I'm gonna put him right here.
All right, now we're tailing him. The shoe is on the other foot.
Amazing.
All right,
So-
Leopold,
I'll spin the car around.
take
And
chase.
yeah, can I just shoot the wheel out?
Yeah, go ahead and do a dex check for the drive.
Yeah.
And what you want to do is match the 12 or beat it. Yeah, that puts you
Yeah, that-
where you want to be. Like,
Nice.
you want to be coming up next to him.
Yeah, I want to take out like the driver's side, the driver's side tires.
I would be over here now.
Cool.
And then just a normal shot. Hang on here. 17.
Yes. And this is just a d20 because he doesn't have driving skills. That's a hit on the vehicle. That's exactly where you
Nice.
wanted to hit. It blows the tire. It forces
Yep.
him to make a drive check. Target number 10.
Fail, fail, fail. Fail, fail. I feel like a bully right now, but... Oh.
Nah, it's fine.
Ah.
Ah.
He swerves. His speed's reduced. It
Oh.
is Carter.
I was gonna say I'll burn a frenzy and then just shoot the other tire out and shoot the other side tire out.
Oh, that was probably your frenzy right there for
Yep.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
and we're only doing 1 in this scenario.
Yeah.
Or this setting.
All right. Carter or Liam will kind of like move over to Justice and he's like, "Pardon me. Sorry if I get blood on you." And he will take his gun and he is going to. I imagine it's really hard to like aim for this guy, so he's going to try and aim for the other back tire.
Cool.
Because that seems to be like the area that he would be able to reach from where he is.
Yeah.
Okay. What do I need to add or detract from this check, if anything?
If you're aiming, just put a 2 modifier in there.
Okay, I might need to take 2 rolled cracks at this, so I'm not gonna aim. I'm just gonna see what I can get on the roll.
Cool.
So any modifiers? Because it's
No.
a called shot or no? Okay. All right, 1 action. Here it is. It's an 11 to hit the back tire.
I mean, it is a called shot, so it's like basically 3 less.
Okay, so then that would be an 8. Okay.
That one misses.
All right, then I will take another shot. He's trying to hone in again. Like, I imagine the car's swerving around. Easy does it. Oh, I forgot to take out the -3. That's a 7. And it makes sense. Like, I imagine, bummer. Yeah, boo, boo, just hits the road right underneath it.
Frenzy?
No, I'm good.
All right,
And then
right. Oh, go ahead.
With his movement, can he move back to this side? Is that all right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Oh, actually, no, he can't. That's the last action. If it's his last action, then he's stuck in that movement.
All right, then that's where he is. He's leaning over Justice, bleeding all over him.
Justice, your shot.
Nothing new. I
Nothing
I
new.
basically have to aim, so I'm gonna go ahead and aim. And just again try to disarm him. Honestly, well, maybe the tire's better. Honestly, yeah, I'll try to pop the tire and aim.
Cool.
Try to shoot the tire.
So
What is it on the it's a called shot, so it's -3.
Yeah.
So it's just a straight roll for me.
And you know what? He does have one tire out right now. I'm gonna give him -2. Would that have affected the other shot? Was
That
that?
would've-
It would have affected Liam's second shot because he would have rolled a 6 instead of a 8.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna say both tires are out now. Sorry about that. I should have thought of that beforehand. The
No, you're
negative
good.
modifier, -2 for
good.
his one tire being out, would have definitely affected his handling. So we're gonna say he's slowing down over here, or riding on the rims, because you guys got both back tires out, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, he's like ripping up the rims, and you can tell he's careening for the the store on the side of the sidewalk. Any other shot?
I would probably just train my gun on him, and Justice is gonna get ready to get out in advance on him to try to get him to surrender. He doesn't want to kill the guy. He wants answers, not another corpse. So probably not. Probably gonna just wait for him to crash and then.
All right, should we finish this or should we cut it here? Cliffhanger.
I think we finished the combat if everybody's okay with it. Otherwise, yeah, we can cliffhanger.
I'm good either way.
Is everybody good? A few more minutes?
I'm
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I'm all good.
Okay. All right, Draper.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold my action and wait for the car to
Cool.
stop.
Cool. He does. He slides and smashes into this truck, or into the wall there, and he gets out and he starts to run. And then Draper, you can do clear shot if you want to, or called shot, or you can hold your actions for longer if you want to, till Leopold gets closer.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till we get a little bit closer.
Okay, I'm gonna move you down below Leopold. Fisher is running, and he's firing back with his shotgun at the car while he's running. So it's gonna be -2 for running, and the range is extreme for his sawed-off shotgun. He's firing at Leopold, who's driving,
No.
and he's -4 right now to hit. Oh my god, I just got a bad feeling.
See, now it's gonna be fine.
Alright.
Don't get a 1. Don't do that.
Let's try talking.
Oh, why would you do this, Ro?
Oh my god.
Wow.
Why would you do this?
Do I get any... That one. I think he's programmed this to do that. quickly
all
hacked it. He's like,
programmed in there. Crappiest damage ever. No armor for the nat 1 though, but you did get peppered a little bit with the 6 damage.
You know what? That makes sense though. For a sawed-off shotgun at far distance, it would do a lot less
Yeah.
damage because less pellets are hitting.
yeah, I got. So I got 5 damage because I got 1 bit of body armor on me as well.
You got a nat 1 though, so it goes through all your
Oh
armor.
yeah,
and
yeah.
didn't hit your armor.
Yeah, that's right. Sort that in a sec. I'm just gonna drive up and just try and like open the car door into him, just to knock him down to the ground.
All right, cool.
Oh, that's fun.
Go for your driving.
Yep. There we go. Dexterity. Come on.
Nice.
11.
And
11's not terrible.
No,
We
that's
just-
not
we
too
just-
bad.
We just rode over Biggie.
nice. Give him a
Yeah.
a D12 damage times 2.
62.
Oh, did you hit him with the car?
The car door.
He is knocked.
Oh, okay.
He's knocked perfectly. He's perfectly knocked out.
Yeah. No, I got hit with the car. I was like, nah, I just drove up to him, just like, I'm like, just don't. He's just hit me, and I just like slammed the car door like right into his back.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You pull up next to him and blam, slam the car door into him. He falls over. His gun drops onto the floor. You've gathered quite an audience on the street as people are like running over. But you guys can go ahead and narrate the rest of what happens here.
I think Leopold, if there's no audience, Leopold's just gonna go and be like, and if you need anyone else to stop crime, don't forget to see our agency. We are here to protect and serve. We are the spirit of justice.
Spirit of justice. It's amazing.
And then I had their business cards.
Oh god.
Uh,
Justice for his part is gonna hop out of the car with his gun out, and he'll advance on the subject, and he'll, seeing he's unconscious, he's gonna handcuff him right away. Just
Yeah.
if he has any handcuffs or any bindings, he's gonna use anything he has, and just just restrain him, disarm him, take his gun.
Yeah.
Some questions for this guy when he wakes up, and then he just kind of lifts him, and I mean, I imagine that would be the onset of the next episode. But he's gonna look for something to just kind of like cold water or something to just throw in his face. Maybe some whiskey if they have some in the car, and just wake him up. Next session.
10 bottles in the office.
Yeah.
No, it's you like try to get the whiskey in the glass I'm holding to wake him up, and I smack your hand.
Drinking in the car.
I imagine.
That's why he
Lee-
missed.
Hey, didn't spill a drop though.
I imagine Liam's in the back seat, and he like safeties his Glock, puts it into his holster, kind of like presses his wound, kind of grimaces a little bit, takes a big deep breath, and he notices that his like right hand just like starts shaking, and he kind of like grabs it by the wrist, and he's just like, not now, not now. And he's like doing his best to kind of like calm himself down and take a breath until the shaking kind of stops, and he takes a big deep breath, and then he puts his coat on over his wound so nobody can see it, opens the door, and goes to address the crowd. And he's just like, citizens, we are here to help. Same like smile you see in the advertisements. We are here to help keep you safe, and we have captured a criminal that has terrorized these streets. And I imagine the camera pans out from him, or zooms out from him to whoever's next.
Anything from Draper last scene?
He's just sitting in the cab, mumbling to himself, "Call me a drunk and drink every now and then, one or two of the." That's it.
Cool. And yeah, as the camera pans back, the guy starts to wake up, along the side of the car. You're holding him up and everything, and some of the people in the crowd are actually cheering. So good reputation around, and that'll be it for the first episode. Thanks, guys.
Legit.
Yeah, awesome.
Right on.
That was lots of fun, guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Especially got them explosions in.
Yeah.
Oh,
Edge of Decay has it all.
Shoot the driver. Bike spins out, explodes. Michael Bay.
I'm a fan.
Phenomenal.
So we'll do plus 10 cool points for everybody and plus 15 reputation.
Cool.
You want us to hold off on allocating that until next session so you can broadcast that, or?
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, yeah, because
So you would
I
like
mean,
us to do that, or do you?
you guys can spend the points. I'll bring it up, I guess, next time. If you did you stop the recording?
I have not. I wasn't certain when you wanted me to, so I can
okay.
stop it now. Well, bye everybody.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Bye, everybody.
Take care. Well, way to end.